to finish uploading. I finally wanted to finish my talk about my veneers. I actually, not sure when I actually uploaded that video, the first one about my veneers, but I actually got them done a couple years ago. It was first was my consultation, then taking an impression of my teeth, me actually wearing the temporary veneers, and then I got my actual veneers on. So like I said, I've been living with my veneers for a couple years now. Right now it's February of 2015, so like I said, a couple years almost. And I just wanted to come on and talk about them and actually after them taking an impression, well, the first, like the consultation and everything, I think I had two actually, because I had to find out like how much the x-ray was going to be, how much they were actually going to cover for my veneers. After the consultation, there was a period of me speaking with my insurance and everything like that to see how much they would actually cover, because I had damage to my actual teeth. So they ended up covering half of the two teeth that were actually damaged. So they cover half of that. I think if I had gotten composites, they would have covered the whole thing, but since veneers are looked at as so cosmetic and they are so expensive, they only cover half of that. And then the other four, they didn't cover anything on. So then after going for my consultation and telling them how many I wanted done and picking out a color, I will say with picking out a color, like everyone, you know, you're gonna want to go for the whitest and brightest, but the thing about that is, first of all, you don't want it to look well, I didn't want mine to look too artificial. I don't want to be blinding anyone, and I didn't want to get something that was too difficult to keep up, because you know, like the whiter you get your veneers, like the less they match your actual teeth, the more work you're gonna have to do to make sure that they blend in. The more whitening treatments you're gonna need, the more, you know, frequently you'll need them. I can't remember where on the white scale I got mine. I want to say it was like the 4th whiteness, and I haven't done any whitening on my teeth, and I feel like they blend in pretty well, but also I got the 6 that really show the most, so it's not like I worry too much about them being, I don't worry too much about my natural teeth showing. Like if anyone can tell the difference, they're probably looking way too close. So yeah, that's something you want to consider, like how often do you really want to have to whiten the rest of your teeth to match with the veneer. So I would, then they filed down my teeth. I got the 6 across the front done, so like from canine to canine, I guess is what they're called, I don't really know, but from canine to canine, those were filed down to like nubs basically. It was really terrible looking. Of course they gave me shots before doing that in my gums, and it pretty much numbed my entire face from like here to here. And then I just like listened to music while they were doing it. It didn't take too long. Once they got it filed down, they rinsed my mouth out and everything. They took the temporary veneers are like one whole piece, like a whole mouthpiece that they use temporary cement to put in. So he did kind of like here to here, and then he like filed them and ground them and everything to make them look like actual teeth, to make them look like they had separations in between them, and they didn't. I'm gonna try to find a picture of when I had those veneers. I had the temporaries for 2 weeks, I believe, and no one can really tell. I actually really like those, and I recorded a video with those, and the reason I don't, again, I've since replaced my computer, so I'm not even sure if I'm gonna worry about fixing the old one so I can get that information off of there. But anyway, I had the temporary veneers for like 2 weeks, and it wasn't too bad. Here's the things that they tell you about the temporary veneers. They tell you not to eat anything that has too much color in it, so you want to stick to like really bland colored foods. You don't want to go have having something that's full of dye, like anything that's gonna stain your that stains your mouth is most likely gonna stain those temporary veneers, because whatever they're made out of is like porous, and it will pick up stain pretty easily. I didn't have an issue with that, and I didn't pay too much attention to it. But that is something that they warn you about. So like a cupcake or something with a bunch of dye in it, certain fruits, coffee, tea, like I said, anything that basically would turn your mouth a different color, you don't want to eat for those 2 weeks you have the temporary veneers, unless you're okay with walking around with a funny colored smile, which I wasn't, but like I said, I don't feel like I paid too much attention to it, and I didn't have a problem with it. And then the other thing is not to bite down on anything too hard. Like when I had those veneers, I did everything with the side of my mouth, because first of all, it was very tender to like bite down on something hard and like try to tear with these teeth. Like, I don't know why I just bit myself. Like to try to tear anything with my front teeth was like, it just felt uncomfortable. It didn't really hurt. It was just not a good feeling. It was like not even tender. It didn't feel secure. It just wasn't a comfortable thing for me to do. So I didn't do that. And they recommend not doing that. And I believe I read some things online where people actually chip their temporary veneers from biting down on certain things too hard. One thing you learn with veneers is teeth are not tools. Like, there may have been things that you've done before with your natural teeth that you probably shouldn't have done, but you're like more conscious of it with veneers. You spend opening things with your teeth, ripping packages, like just bending earrings back into shape or whatever, like things that you do with your teeth that, you know, like I said, teeth are not tools for that. Teeth are just made for eating and smiling and looking pretty, and that's one thing that I definitely have learned to do since getting my veneers. So I wouldn't do any of that with my temporary veneers. I didn't bite down with the front of my mouth, and I didn't have any problem with them. I went into the dentist after about 2 weeks, and I got those removed. And another thing I tell you to do when you have those temporary veneers is you have to take really good care of your mouth. Make sure you're using mouthwash. You won't be able to floss because, like I said, it is one piece. It's gonna look like they're separated teeth, but they're not. It's just gonna be, you know, like a whole, like a mouth guard basically, covering up those nubs of teeth that you have left. So you're not really able to do too much as far as cleaning, just like brushing them and using mouthwash. But so I went in to have those taken off, and he like picked at them and filed at them or whatever, and like picked them off. Let me tell you, that was the grossest smell ever, because it had been it's like 2 weeks, and things get stuck in like little microscopic parts, and bacteria or whatever get into the temporary veneer piece, and it's just like sitting there festering until you get those removed. So it was just like, it was a nasty, nasty smell. It was just like not something I've ever even smelled, and not something I'd ever want to smell coming from my mouth again. So after that was removed, they removed all the cement from the teeth, from my actual teeth nub thingies, and cleaned those teeth really well, brushed them and everything. And then he set the actual veneers, and he just like placed them on, which I wish he would have used some sort of temporary cement so I could really see them. The way he just placed them on my teeth, it was like I couldn't really move, and I had to hold up a mirror to see that they were okay. And I said that they were, and they are fine. I really like them. I wish they were bigger. I wish I had a chance to like actually like sit up and look at myself and smile. But as it was, I was just like laid back, and I was just like, yeah, that looks good. And then, you know, of course, he permanently placed them on. But like I said in my last video, I believe veneers last like 10 years. So you want to make sure that how they are is the way you're going to be okay with having them.